If you ask me, has the social media brought more good to this world or bad? I would quickly say bad, simply because it is not being used appropriately in most of the times. Think of it. How many people are using it to, you know, play games, to get engaged in meaningless arguments between those who agree and disagree on a subject matter, be it politics or anything else? But most important of all, the amount of wrong information coming from questionable, misinformed, biased, and simply ignorant sources. One of the most beautiful quotes from Winston Churchill, whether or not you like him or not, is irrelevant. But one of the most beautiful quotes from him was, "Consider the source." It is honestly amazing to me how many people accept what they are told by whoever tells them online as being the absolute, unequivocal, undoubtedly true fact. Someone comes and says, in such and such country, this and this is true, and this is how they do it. And they immediately accept it, and they form lifelong opinions. Mostly younger people, mostly people, young and old, who haven't experienced something. Someone can tell you, well, bananas are really a bitter fruit, a hard, bitter fruit. If you've never tried it, if you've never seen a banana, someone telling you that, you accept it. If you are not a kind of mind, intelligent mind that questions everything. And how many times have I told you, how many times have I said something that I learned, the precious lesson in life? Question everything. Yes, everything. From A to Z. Even if someone gives you the time of day, question that. Maybe their watch is wrong. You know? Who knows? Question everything. Someone comes and says, oh, I've been to, for example, Thailand, and you can go there, and the women will love you quickly and do everything for you, whatever. And so you're a young person, you're sexually frustrated, you've never been there, you've been rejected by girls. You say, oh yes, so I go to Thailand and I can have anything I want. These women are just fall in love with me and do everything they, for me. I'm just using an example, a very good example of something that is just simply not true. Then you go there, you realize that in the same vein of the example I used, everything is for money. The only reason those fake smiles that they're giving you is because they want your money. And as soon as your money is out, and as soon as you leave at the airport, they'll do the same thing to someone else. There is no loyalty. Their loyalty is to their money, to their wants and needs. Just that over in poorer countries, it takes less money to move them than if you go to a woman in the West who has her own money. She's after even more money. None of them are really more gracious. None of them are more honorable than the other. It's the same. But going back to the main point of this video, social media has done definitely more harm than good, because majority of the people, do not use it in a constructive, positive, meaningful way that's going to make an impact on their life. How many of you use social media or use the internet to learn a new skill, to learn a new language, to learn something that is valuable, marketable, useful in your life? How many of you use it to play video games, to engage in meaningless, elongated political discussions? Provide videos and evidence of why the candidate that you like is right and the one that others like is wrong. If you're engaging in those, I don't mean to insult anyone, but you are a blithering fool. A fool, a fool, a fool. None of those is going to make a difference. You like a certain guy, a certain sports character, you like a certain celebrity, and they get sick or something happens to them, and now you're upset. You wax lyrical about how upset you are that something has happened to them, and you are happy because something good has happened to them. My question to you is, if that celebrity, let's say this guy that died of drug abuse, whatever his name is, Matt something from the show, some Friends in America, some TV show, Friends. And so many people were making videos and making songs and this and that about how they felt like he's part of their family, and even they're upset. Yes, loss of every human life is a sad tragedy that we have to mourn. But I tell you this, you, out of your own emptiness of your life, have formed some kind of an imaginary thing in your head, like a little child that has an imaginary friend that they talk to. You've created some kind of a false image in your mind that this guy is actually your friend and part of your family, and that you understand each other and everything. My question to you is this: if you came down with a sickness that you didn't have even money in the hospital to treat it, if you had a tragedy in your family, if you fell down and broke your back and you became paralyzed or whatever, would this actor come to your hospital and take care of you and worry about you and pay your medical bills and write songs and post media on social media postings that how upset he is about you, and that his life has changed, and that you were his friend and everything? No, he wouldn't even know your name. He wouldn't even know who you are. Let's say this guy, Robin Williams, who hung himself from depression. Yes, of course, it's a sad thing. Of course, it is. I wish that he didn't have that ailment. I wish he was still living and enjoying life like the rest of us. But he died. And look how many people feel sorry for him and everything. Yes, of course, it's a tragedy that he was. But there are people that have the same illness that he does, and they do not have nearly the notoriety or the money that he did. And they're somewhere in some country that you've never even heard of, dying in a quiet, abject poverty in the corner of their little shack. You care about him too? Why? They're both human lives. They're both equally valuable. You don't care because you're ignorant. None of the things I said in this video from beginning to end is meant to insult everyone, but hey, I'm not into sugarcoating. The point of this video is question everything. Use the little time you have. This is not one of those quirky, cheesy, life is short, whatever, you only live once. No, the thing is, anyone in any part of the world that is successful, they have one thing in common over and above all, and that is the respect for time. So if you're wasting your time engaging in some elongated political discussion, or you're playing meaningless hours and hours of video game online and everything, ask yourself, can this time be put to use to a more productive way? Everybody asks me, oh, how do you have money to travel around the world? Whatever, or this and do that, whatever. How does anybody have anything that they want? They devote the majority of their time and effort towards that goal. Simple as that. Simple as that. Anyone, I don't care where you're from, I don't care what skin color you have, I don't care, what kind of a background you had, if you had one parent, if you had no parents, if you grew up in an orphanage, whatever. If you put the majority of your time and effort towards a goal with a laser focus on your goal, unless you get hit by a bus or something, you will achieve it. You will achieve it. It is a 100% guarantee. I am living proof right here telling you. So the next time you're about to embark on some meaningless things that's only going to eat your time and give you nothing in return, think about it. Think twice. All the best. Coming from you, from this beautiful, beautiful heavenly resort in Losari, Indonesia. It's called Mesa Stila Resort. It's in central Java, Indonesia. Heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. All the best.